The drive from Raleigh to Charleston had always been a straight shot down I-95. About 3 hours on a good day. But this Thanksgiving, it stretched into an eternity of second-guessing. Sarah gripped the steering wheel of her old Honda Civic, her knuckles white against the cracked leather, while the radio hummed some forgotten country tune about lost homes. The sky hung low and gray, like it was holding back tears she couldn't afford to shed. As she pulled onto Willow Creek Drive, her childhood neighborhood in the heart of suburban South Carolina, her chest tightened. The houses here were cookie-cutter colonials, neat lawns, American flags fluttering lazily, porch swings that screamed perfect family. But her parents' place at the end of the cul-de-sac felt like a stranger's now, shrunken and shadowed. She parked on the street, not in the driveway, because crossing that line felt like invading a memory that no longer included her. Stepping out, the crisp November air bit at her cheeks. An elderly neighbor, Mr. Harlan, waved from his mailbox. "Sarah? That you? Haven't seen you in ages." Still the family rebel. Huh, he chuckled. But it landed like a jab. She forced a nod, her smile thin as paper. Inside her head, she rehearsed, keep it light. Don't probe. Smile through the small talk. You walk into the house that built you. And sometimes it rebuilds itself without you. She'd read that in a self-help book once, during one of those late-night therapy scrolls. Her hands were clammy as she approached the door. It swung open before she could knock. Rebecca stood there, her older sister, makeup flawless, dressed in a cashmere sweater that screamed effortless wealth. "You're early," she said, already turning away, her voice laced with that practiced politeness that hid sharper edges. Sarah stepped inside, the aroma of roasted turkey and pumpkin spice hitting her like a wave of nostalgia mixed with nausea. Laughter echoed from the living room, where the TV blared a football game. No one looked up except little Lily, her niece, who bolted across the room with wild energy, her pigtails bouncing. "Aunt Sarah," she squealed, wrapping her arms around Sarah's legs. Sarah knelt, hugging her tight, whispering, "Missed you, kiddo." Lily tugged her hand. "Come see my turkey drawing." But before they could move, Rebecca called out, "Put your stuff in the guest room downstairs. We're keeping the upstairs clear for actual guests." The guest room? That was for distant cousins or overflow storage, not blood. Sarah nodded anyway, swallowing the sting. She walked down the hall, past the gallery of family photos, beach vacations, graduations, Christmases. Her face appeared in maybe a third of them now, faded like an afterthought. In the dining room, the main table gleamed with china and crystal, place cards scripted elegantly. She scanned for hers. Nothing. Then she spotted it on a rickety folding table in the corner, scribbled on a napkin, Sassy, her childhood nickname. The one they'd taunted her with when she was awkward and overweight, hiding behind books at family gatherings. She was 34 now, not 14. Lily noticed. "Why are you at the kids' table?" "Aunt Sarah." Sarah forced a grin. "Because that's where the fun happens. Obviously." Lily giggled and ran off. But inside, Sarah's stomach churned. The last time she'd sat here, she was 8. Today, it felt like a demotion. "Nice of you to show," her cousin Jenna said, breezing by with a tray of appetizers, not stopping for a reply. Rebecca floated in next, carrying cheese puffs. "We weren't sure you'd make it," she said, her smile not reaching her eyes. The subtext, "We didn't count on you." Sarah bit back a retort. Wouldn't miss it. For the next hour, the house buzzed with chatter, but it swirled around her like smoke, never touching. Aunts and uncles made fleeting eye contact, then diverted. She overheard whispers. She's been floundering since that nonprofit gig fell through. Unstable. You know? One kid pointed. Why isn't Sarah with us? The room hushed for a beat. Then someone changed the topic. Sarah pretended not to hear. Sipping cider she hadn't wanted. Last year. No invite at all. She'd worked a shift at the community center. This year's came via a curt text, dinner at 5. Why come? Because a stubborn part of her still craved belonging. She watched Rebecca chatting with their mother, Margaret. Their laughter synced like old dance partners. Sarah's grip on her glass tightened. This wasn't warmth, it was exclusion wrapped in holiday cheer. Thanksgiving was supposed to be about gratitude, not a scorecard. But here, it felt like an audit. You've underperformed. Demoted to the sidelines. She caught her reflection in a window, eyes weary. Not furious. Being invited wasn't the same as being wanted. It couldn't get worse, she thought. But then, heading to the kitchen for a breather, a stranger blocked her path, a friend's wife. Maybe. Hey, could you grab more ice from the garage? Thanks. She handed Sarah an empty glass, assuming she was the help. No apron. No uniform. Just invisible enough to blend. Sarah took it, heat rising in her cheeks. But she smiled. Always the smile. Because that's what she'd been taught, swallow the slights with grace. On her way back, Rebecca passed, smirking like it was a punchline. Sarah handed over the ice without a word. No thanks came. She returned to her corner table, exhaling slowly. Sometimes hurt doesn't come with fists, it comes with indifference. Staring at her place card again, sassy, the script was Rebecca's. Unmistakable. No one else had nicknames. Just her. Reduced to a joke from the past. Lily asked, "Why's your name funny?" Sarah whispered, "It's old. Sweetie. Not funny." She escaped to the bathroom, locked the door, ran the faucet, and stared in the mirror. "You're not that kid anymore," she mouthed. "They don't get to shrink you." A quote echoed, "What you allow is what will continue." It hit like truth serum. Back at the table, dinner commenced. A family friend, Beth, leaned in. "You've always been so different." Sarah, not warmly. Not in a bad way. Just marching to your own drum. No husband. No kids. Her brother Michael chimed in, wine glass in hand. Still chasing those charity dreams? Sarah met his eyes. Still living off Dad's handouts? Silence dropped like a curtain. They pretended not to hear. Shifting topics. In this house, her choices weren't bold, they were burdens. Her absences weren't missed, they were convenient. She was the outlier. The punchline. Scanning the room. Rebecca avoided her gaze but hovered. Michael glanced at the door nervously. Margaret skipped her when passing roles. This wasn't random. It was orchestrated. Needing air. Sarah slipped down the hall, past her old bedroom. The door ajar. She glimpsed her childhood quilt. But across from it, the linen closet called to her instinct. She opened it, pretending to hunt for aspirin. On the bottom shelf, behind towels, a face-down frame gleamed. She pulled it out, a family photo from 4 years ago. Her arm around Dad's shoulder. Mid-laugh. It used to hang prominently. Now, replaced by a newer one, everyone else in matching outfits. No trace of her. She didn't know it existed. Her throat lumped. Without thinking, she tucked it into her bag. The glass cold against her keys. Back in the kitchen, Rebecca arranged desserts meticulously. "Where's the sweet potato casserole?" Sarah asked. Her signature dish. Grandma's recipe mashed with care. Pecans crushed by hand. Rebecca shrugged. "Skipped it, Mom, and I figured no one cared anymore." Wanted lighter options. Sarah froze. You didn't ask me. Rebecca laughed lightly. You've been busy. Right? Busy, the word that excused erasure. They hadn't just omitted the dish. They'd wiped the memory. Sarah walked away, fury simmering. In the den's corner, by dusty bookshelves, she observed the curated photos, her seating, the help mix-up, the comments. Not accidents. Design. Therapy words rang, actions scream what words won't. Last year's no invite. This year's demotion. Mom's distant hug. Rebecca's control. This was a phased exit, polite. Permanent. Her grip tightened. She wasn't forgotten, she was edited. Clarity sharpened her, not broke her. Lily tugged her sleeve. You okay? Sarah nodded. The girl whispered. Did you used to live here? Sarah crouched. I did. Honey. Just not how they wanted. Their eyes met, innocence cutting deeper than barbs. Across the room, Rebecca stared back, unblinking. A silent standoff. This wasn't misunderstanding. It was battle lines. Dinner peaked after 6. Plates clinked. Laughter flowed. A facade of harmony. Sarah poked at her food. Appetite gone. Margaret stood, clinking her glass. A few words before dessert. Glasses raised. Sarah half joined. Margaret's eyes locked on hers. This year reminds us family means showing up with loyalty. Intention. To those who honor it. And those who know when to step back. The pause accused. Applause followed. Oblivious. Lily fidgeted. Sarah nodded reassurance. But inside, it boiled. Rebecca smirked. Michael pulled his phone. Recording subtly. Not random. Scripted, to capture her instability. Flashback, a family barbecue years ago. Mom dismissing her career ambitions publicly. Oh, Sarah's not serious about that DC job. She can't commit to anything. Laughter. Sarah had smiled then. Now, she chose silence. Sipping wine. Staring down Margaret until she looked away. Rebecca feigned texting. Michael lowered his phone. Footage useless, nothing dramatic. Silence wasn't defeat, it was strategy. Excusing herself. Sarah overheard kitchen whispers. Did she bite? Not yet. But she'll crack. Disgust burned. This was neutralization, not dysfunction. She texted her lawyer friend. Elena, timeline confirmed. Coordinated. Filing tomorrow. Evidence incoming. Attached, they see me as victim. But I'm authoring my escape. Back in the room. She documented mentally. Composure her shield. Lily slipped her a crumpled note. I heard Mom and Grandpa say you're off the blue folder now. But you were. Sorry. The blue folder, Grandpa's term for legal docs, wills. Deeds. Confirmation from the purest source. Sarah's fingers clenched. Truth from the small voices hits hardest. She snapped a photo of the note. Uploaded to Elena's secure share. No outburst. Build the case. In the kitchen. Helping dishes strategically. Rebecca dried silverware. You're composed tonight. Impressed. Sarah, easier when you know the game. Rebecca blinked. What game? The one you're losing. Tension crackled. They scrubbed in silence. Words unspoken but understood. On the porch, cold air cleared her head. Rereading the note, timestamp. Source. Motive. She messaged Elena. Will altered last 18 to 24 months. Child overheard removal refs matching Grandpa's lingo. Evidence mounted. Dessert wrapped. Michael fiddled with his phone under the table. Sarah tried recording audio, blocked. Permissions denied. She called her tech friend. Jake, can Wi-Fi block recordings? If admin controls the router. Yeah, especially on AutoConnect. Michael, the IT braggart. Abuse wasn't loud, it was coded. She filmed on her backup phone. Narrating details, altered will. Reassigned mortgage. Blocked tech. Toast as trigger. Uploaded to encrypted clouds. Emailed Elena, safety net. Backup attached. Back inside. Lily on the swing. Mom said you're leaving. She seemed happy. Sarah, some smile when threats exit. She handed Lily an envelope. Open if things feel wrong. Promise? Solemn nod. Kids choose better sometimes. Goodbyes, air kisses. Fake warmth. Hugging Rebecca, planned perfectly. Almost proud. Rebecca tensed. Safe travels. Knife sharp. Sarah left pre-dawn. FedEx docs, will photos. Deed scans. Block screenshots. 3 copies to Elena. Herself. Anonymous to family attorney Mr. Harlan. Letter. Review changes without my knowledge. Sealed with, if they want legal war. They picked the wrong reader. Back for breakfast. Margaret hummed hymns. Avoiding truth. Michael brought a yellow envelope. Mail for you. Inside, her old journals. Ripped. With a teen note. You're not invisible. Scrawled over. Apparently not. Sarah, generous. Most discard trash. You recycled. Rebecca unflinching. You left it. You kept it. Phone buzzed. Elena, docs solid. They're in trouble. Sarah stood, submitted everything. You'll hear from smarter folks. Shock rippled. Rebecca, ungrateful. Sarah, done with conditions. Margaret, why? Silence protects injustice. To Lily, remember who you are. Exiting. Past the portrait. That frame still fits me. Just not your version. Door shut. Chapter closed. The drive home. Hand study. Elena forwarded. Attorney inquiry on will inconsistencies. Fallout in legalese. At storage. Behind boxes. A tin from under mom's bed. Burned papers. Charred letter to Sarah. Deserve more. Silence was fear. Let them decide fair. Wasn't. Sorry. Confession torched. Evening. Instagram. Rebecca's post. Healing stronger. No Sarah. Screenshot saved. Image management. Journal. Mourned idea of family I never had. Called Aunt Delia. Mom tried. But Rebecca wanted control. Sobering truth. Calls flooded. Elena. Meeting requested. Rebecca voicemail. Fix this. Delete. Michael text. Not how family does it. Ignored. Noon reply to attorney. Written statement attached. Choose peace. Not harm. Afternoon. Michael confronted. Ruining everything. Sarah. Lies collapse under truth. He stormed off. Gate cracking. Journal. Silence kept secrets. Never again. Knock. Delia with box old photo. Thumb drive. Mom recorded for you. Rebecca intercepted. Video. Grandma. Family lost way. You see truth. Don't stop. Mom in background. Nodding. Build your own table. Next day. Drove with Delia. Returned heirloom necklace to Margaret. Not mine to carry. Walked away. Forgiveness chooses not to bear fear. Park bench. Delia. You never stopped deciding energy. Sarah. Hope I never become them. Envelope at door. Lily's drawing house. Figures. You're still my home. Throat tight. Seen by the one who mattered. Blog post. What they didn't toast to. Anonymized story of betrayal. Silence as weapon. Reclaiming voice. Comments. Felt seen. Spoke to heal others. Elena. Estate frozen. Rebecca investigated. Cousins unfollowed her. Symbolic shift. Thus envelope. Check. Note. To keep quiet. Torn. Don't accept hush money. Reclaim dignity. Speaking at nonprofit. Best revenge? Not becoming them. Room silent understanding. Hallway. Lily sketching tree. Swing. Figures. Drawing us. Sarah, make space for stories. Even if they take the pen. Not erased. Evolved. Space for others to draw themselves.